Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Screening Club podcast, and welcome to our 2017 Oscars special, post-Oscars special. I'm here, as always, with my two associates, Mike and Chris. How are you guys doing?
Doing good. Got that Oscar fever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What a night, huh?
What a night. What a night.
I think right off the bat, we gotta congratulate Mike on winning his thing, and also let's get into the real.
Come on, Mike did win our Oscar.
Mike
pool.
is giving me a dismissive look. Okay, Mike won our Oscar pool.
Yes, thank you.
What, you think I've never said it before?
I'm looking at my winning ballot right here, in which I still have written 17 of 24 awards. So I thought I only won 16.
Wow.
And that kind of brings us to our next topic.
Yeah, I think we definitely don't want to bury the lead, right? Let's get right into Nicole Kidman clapping. No, I'm just kidding.
Priorities.
Let's get right into that ending. What happened on that ending? So we were watching this together.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, it was sort of a surprise, right? Because it wasn't a surprise.
It was not a surprise. It was
because it looked like La La Land won.
Let's bring it back.
I'll tell you what
Let's
happened.
bring it back to Warren Beatty and Faye Dunaway and their announcement of the award of La La Land winning, which was really kind of strange. Like, what was Warren Beatty doing? Why was he delaying reading the award? What kind of sick game is he trying to play here? Faye Dunaway reads it. La La Land is the winner. But looking back, as he later explained, he was just extremely confused.
As anyone would be.
Yeah, and it wasn't even because he was old.
I know.
And then also, the additional thing is everyone's blaming him, but he never said it. He never said it.
Yeah, he's clean in this matter.
Although, I, at the time, and I guess full disclosure, you guys know I did go into a little bit of a speech about how it was probably because they were too old to be forced to do that and things like that. But I think he saw what was up. I thought in the moment that he was like, that his process was like, yeah, this is about to get messed up. I'll let her take the heat. But I think what actually happened was he was legitimately like, this is not right.
Right.
And then sort of wanted to show her, like, look at this.
What is going on here?
This is not right. And then, something should have happened. Now, I know, Mike, I was talking to you last night about my sources close to the matter. But what I've been looking into here is they have in place PricewaterhouseCoopers, a plan for if someone reads the wrong award.
Really?
And there was some controversy years ago. Someone they thought that he may have read the wrong award. Do you guys remember this? I'm spacing on who.
It was
who
Jack Nicholson.
Yes.
Reading off Marissa Tomei for Best Supporting Actress.
Do we remember why they thought that or anything? Is unclear to
the
me.
Specifics of that.
Just too old, I guess.
I think it was so out of nowhere. Like, no one was expecting Marissa Tomei to win that award.
But the process is, so there are two people from the firm that come with two separate briefcases full of envelopes for who wins. And only those two know, which I think was showcased gloriously last night, that truly no one else knew in that moment.
No.
So they're both standing there, and what's supposed to happen, and this is written down, if the incorrect name is announced, one of them is supposed to recognize it, tell the producer, and then one of them is supposed to immediately come on stage and announce who the correct winner is. which clearly didn't happen.
Well,
now, I've seen people saying, "Oh, Chris, please."
the producer of La La Land, like
Jordan
Horowitz.
Yeah.
He like took the lead and like basically like
he was a superstar.
He really was.
He set things right before this whole process could even come in.
Considering just like what had just occurred and what it meant for him and his
Probably
whole team,
the most crushing moment
they
of his
had been like
professional
literally
life.
campaigning for this award, this exact award for like 3 months nonstop, and they're given it finally, and then within a matter of minutes, while someone is like mid speech, it's ripped away from them, and just his reaction to it was so classy and dignified, and
Unbelievable. Really,
It
he
really
was the
was.
superstar of the night.
I was in the middle of composing some sassy tweet about my Oscar win.
I was watching you, yeah.
As they were giving their speeches, and then he yells out that Moonlight is the winner, and I couldn't believe it. No one could.
Now, I've seen a lot of people complaining about, like...
I deleted that tweet.
I also deleted a tweet last night that we'll get...
Don't worry, I screenshot them all, and they will be posted later.
Chris does keep track of us.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen a lot of people complaining about like how it took a long time for like them to correct it, like that they allowed these people to speak. But when you think about it, what was that, like 2 minutes or something? Like it was actually in any other situation like very quick.
Yeah,
but it's just
The second La La Land was announced, someone should have rushed that stage.
only 2 people
They should have been
knew.
at the ready to do it.
But
well, you probably don't. If you're the man that's supposed to rush the stage, you probably are not thinking that's going to happen in a million years.
and you're probably like, you have to tell the producer, and there was probably like a moment of the producer being like, "Are you serious? Like,
Yeah.
are you sure that we have to go and do this?" And there was probably because just naturally, like you're just thinking about all of the like, you're gonna get blamed for a bunch of stuff, and like everyone's gonna see this happen. But my question was, and last night this was my question, was how did that man, Warren Beatty, get the incorrect envelope, right? Because you mentioned afterwards, Emma Stone made a comment right afterwards saying, "I don't want to start anything, but I had my envelope the entire time." And I've been thinking about this in my head, contacting my network of sources, and I don't know if you guys have heard different, but the only thing that makes sense to me is that Best Actress must have been like put in the wrong envelope or something. Like one of the doubles was in the wrong envelope.
Yeah.
I haven't analyzed the video, but I've heard people say that his envelope was open,
Okay.
which would lead me to believe my initial sources were telling me this all came back to Leo, that Leo didn't give the envelope to Emma Stone. But I decided that until more details came out, there's no need to bring Leo in.
There's no way, reason to drag him through the mud.
That man walked off the street a minute before he had to walk on stage, and then immediately
really
walked
true.
off.
I just love Leo. Just made no red carpet appearances. He wasn't in the crowd. He was there for one reason only. It was to make that
because he had to do it.
and then he got the hell out of there.
I do find it interesting. So the reason why she read La La Land was because it said Emma Stone La La Land. So
Right.
there is an alternate universe where the lady from Moonlight won Best Supporting Actress, and she reads off Moonlight,
And none of this even
and
happened.
only that one man knows that something was fucked up. And only,
That's true.
and
You lost me.
so there's an alternate. If I forget the actress's name,
Naomi Harris?
If Naomi Harris wins Best Supporting Actress, the envelope in question for that was misread would have said Naomi Harris Moonlight.
And they would have just said Moonlight, and none of us would have ever
That wouldn't have
known.
worked, Chris. Emma Stone won for Best Lead Actress. Naomi Harris was up for Best
Oh,
Supporting.
okay, yeah.
Nice try, though.
Lead. Okay, yeah.
Well, in one of the alternate
let's say
universes
let's say in an
where
alternate
someone
universe.
from Moonlight, yeah,
Yeah.
what's that? Nominated, but that's an interesting question, Chris. My thing though is, if that envelope was open, I'm thinking this is what happened, and I don't know if you guys have other sources, have theories. I think what happened is all of the envelopes. Okay, here's what happened. Leo walked on stage, announced Emma Stone. Everything was fine, right? Then the other person, because I think part of the reason why they have a secondary envelope person is so they can take like the nice pictures of like, because they have like the high quality images of the envelopes and stuff. And if Emma Stone has her, like, I think that's the secondary reason why they have two sets of envelopes. I think they opened the other actress one, and it had Moonlight winning Best Picture inside. This is what I'm thinking happened. Then they were like, oh shit, like, we've got to do something about this, like, the envelopes are messed up. Then I think they opened up everything. If Warren Beatty's envelope was open, which people are saying it was, made exchanges, and this is all happening like frantically, right? Like, oh my. And then I think they made the correct exchanges, and then after all that, accidentally handed him the Best Actress duplicate one. Because his envelope said Best Actress, right?
On the envelope?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think so. So does that make sense what happened? Because his envelope was open.
Mm-hmm.
I think Leo did his duty and did it well.
And then got the hell out.
Got the hell out. When they're opening up the duplicate for promo photos or whatever, they noticed there was a mix-up. Then they opened up all of them, rearranged everything, got them all set, and then just when they were walking on stage, they accidentally handed them the Best Actress one. I think that's the only way that this could have gone down. Does that make sense?
It does make some
Yeah.
sense, yes.
But still, Warren Beatty should have said, like, sorry, everyone, we need to pause. I received the wrong envelope. And that would have saved the night.
It would have. And know what they also, like, secondarily should have done? They should have cleared the stage and then made another announcement so they could have
To
their
give
special
Moonlight
moment.
that moment.
Yeah. Because they will never have that moment.
I know.
La La Land will never not have the horrible moment either. Which that wouldn't have changed.
At least we can say that last night we witnessed the most insane moment in Oscar history.
Yeah,
Without a doubt.
for sure.
I think, isn't it sort of fitting that La La Land, a story that doesn't end very well, like that doesn't end
Happily.
beautifully. Also, their awards run didn't end beautifully.
And I would say Moonlight ends with some semblance, some beacon of hope.
I never saw it.
You should see it.
Can we just say Moonlight, outside of maybe Manchester by the Sea, deserved that award?
Well,
It's definitely over.
I would have been happy with all three. Yeah,
Definitely
the three.
over La La Land.
there was a certain dark horse in this category. Hidden Figures. Did you guys see it?
That Mike has, I haven't.
I saw Hidden Figures.
Don't you think, I think that maybe should be spoken about in your list of movies that could have won?
I don't think it ever had a chance, quite frankly.
Yeah, but we're talking about deserving.
I don't think it deserved. I thought it was
Okay,
of this,
okay.
I've seen 7 of the 9. I thought Hidden Figures was the worst of the 9 that I've seen.
Oh,
I'm sure. Okay. That's one man's opinion.
way to stab Jeff in the back.
I will say this. You guys remember? I posted on Twitter before the show a little shout out to M Night, who wasn't nominated, and he did make a post on Twitter, a funny joke. I don't know if anyone saw it. You can check out my Twitter feed at Jeffem to see the retweet there. He made a joke, hey, I wrote the end of the Academy Awards tonight, which is I think it goes a little
which
wider.
is the easiest joke you can make.
Well, the easiest joke you can make as a brilliant man, writer, and director with a history of plot twists, sure. I think, though, that is part of why we're having the renaissance of M. Night, because he's embracing it. He tried to get away from it, and now he's embracing, I'm that guy.
That's a good point.
I am the twist guy. And he's embracing it now, and we're starting to get some great work again. But great job, M. Night.
Maybe
thank
one
you.
day he'll be back on that Oscar stage.
I think there's no doubt. There's no
he's
doubt
got the
that
Oscar
he's
fever.
headed in the right direction.
Think he's gonna, although I think he needs to up his game a little bit.
Well,
Did you see Split?
I haven't seen Split. No,
well, then how would you know?
I just know that movie isn't going to get
Not a contender?
recognized.
People were really liking that movie. I think he'll come out with something really high quality, great twist as always. He's been on the upswing.
Yep, I will agree.
I'm happy about it. And yeah, any other thoughts about the Meltdown, guys, before we get into the bulk of the show?
Just a
crazy moment.
Crazy moment that was handled very respectably by all parties involved. It could have been a lot worse.
I will say that I've read, I think Jimmy Kimmel did look like a little bit awkward. I thought he handled it, great. But I've seen multiple commentaries saying missed opportunity, could have blamed Matt Damon. But people were saying like
he did blame Warren Beatty. He shouted at Warren Beatty as he was making his correction. Warren, what did you do?
Yeah. And he brought in what's his name, the Miss America or
Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey. But I do understand like maybe a little bit in bad taste since Matt Damon did actually lose with Manchester by the Sea, so maybe it wasn't.
It's true, he did.
It wasn't the best. Also, was that a little bit in bad taste? The final joke that Jimmy Kimmel made was, "At least I know Matt Damon won't be winning Best Picture," which he was partially nominated for, like directly nominated for as a producer.
He would have been one of the ones accepting the award, probably.
Because I think only only the producers get Academy Awards for Best Picture, right?
Yep.
So he literally was nominated for Best Picture, and Jimmy Kimmel said that. So it maybe a little bit in bad taste at the end there. Let's talk about surprises other than the big surprise ending. What did you guys like on this evening as far as surprises? What surprised you most about the awards?
Well, I'll start off with a surprise that wasn't what I liked the most. It's what I hated the most, which was Suicide Squad winning for makeup. Oscar-winning Suicide Squad.
I'm with you there. Just whether it deserved it or not, I'm sure it had some high caliber makeup and hairstyling.
Did you not see it, Mike?
I saw it.
Okay.
And the people responsible for that, I'm sure did a great job. But just on principle alone, that movie like that was nominated for an Academy Award and then went on to win an Academy Award is preposterous.
In my mind, though, does that mean that makeup in that movie was so good, it literally could have been in any movie, and it would have won the Academy Award?
That's a good point, Chris.
We could have shot a student film and had that makeup in it, and it was that good. It should have been recognized as the Academy.
That's a good
by
point,
the Academy.
Chris. Do you agree with
blows my
that,
mind.
Mike?
Just blows my mind.
Yeah, I just don't understand the
how it even
I
happened.
need to get into the voters' minds and try to understand and process the decision to award Suicide Squad with an Oscar, because it really was like the worst movie of the year last year.
I actually thought it was sort of like weirdly like I thought that the makeup and the costumes were like over the top. Like,
yeah,
it brought me out of it a little bit.
Jared
like, it was too
Leto,
crazy.
really? His Joker makeup was obnoxious. I know I said I'm sure the makeup was good. Now I'm shitting on it.
Well, you're working through it.
Killer Croc was pretty good. I'll give him that.
but not Oscar worthy.
It was a rough one. That was probably,
Anyway, that was my biggest surprise.
words you never thought you'd speak. Academy Award-winning film, Suicide Squad. That is weird, huh? The worst film of the year.
The worst film with the best makeup.
The worst film of the year, given that little statuette.
Yep.
Yep.
It'll forever, whenever someone glances through the Suicide Squad IMDb page, scrolling through, you'll see one Oscar.
On like Blu-rays and stuff, it's gonna have Academy Award winning.
The
It's
little
gonna have the
statue will be
stripe.
on the cover.
Oh, man.
What about you, Mike? Biggest surprise?
This one I was very, very happy with. Casey Affleck winning Best Actor over Denzel Washington, because I think at this point, yesterday, I mean, at that point, everyone thought going into it that Denzel was going to win. The wave the tides had kind of shifted in his favor.
Mm-hmm.
So the narrative was working for Denzel and against Casey. So many people thought that Denzel was going to win. I even thought Denzel was going to win. But so when Casey was read aloud, I was very happy, because I thought he was so tremendous in that movie, Manchester by the Sea. So I was surprised, but overjoyed.
Yeah.
I think I just want to say our Oscars pools are so cutthroat. I knew I needed to get an edge.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought two things I could count on. Now, I don't follow ongoing these things that whatever it is, like who currently is in the lead. So I thought after what you said on this podcast that you were a slam dunk Casey Affleck Best Actor and Manchester by the Sea Best Picture. So strategically, to not vote for what you were voting for, I voted for Denzel.
I wanted those things. That doesn't necessarily mean I thought that they would happen. Now, at the time when we were talking about it, I probably would have predicted Casey Affleck winning. But as time wore on, it became clear that maybe that wasn't going to be the case.
But why? Who do people give out their votes? I'm not familiar with this.
Denzel won a bunch of awards.
Yeah, there's other awards.
He won the Globe. He won, I believe, the BAFTA, the SAG.
I thought Casey Affleck won something.
He might have.
Didn't Casey Affleck win the Golden Globe?
Casey won something. No, he didn't win the Golden Globe. But
you sure? I thought he did.
I don't know.
But
okay.
The tides had turned in his favor.
I think my biggest surprise was, and apart from the fiasco at the end there, that Moonlight won Best Picture over Hidden Figures.
Over Hidden Figures?
Mm-hmm.
So those are the two?
In my mind, sure, yeah. But isn't it sort of a surprise that it won anyway?
Yeah, I would say it was a surprise, because I bet if you asked anyone going into last night's show, like what the most slam dunk award would be, they would say La La Land winning Best Picture. And that La La Land didn't win Best Picture and Moonlight did was shocking.
Yeah.
They would say the two slam dunks were La La Land winning Best Picture and Suicide Squad Best Makeup.
Well, I guess with Suicide Squad, I guess you could say it was a rough category. There were only 3 nominees. Star Trek was there,
Such a weird
and a man
category.
named Ove.
It's always so weird.
Bad Grandpa won.
Yeah.
Johnny Knoxville Academy Award winning.
I thought Star Trek was going to win because there was some good makeup in that.
I went with
A man named Ove.
A man called Ove.
Man named Ove.
Never seen it. Don't really know anything about it. It just sounded right.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what made us happy.
Chris?
I'd say Mahershala Ali winning for Best Supporting Actor, because he was
Yeah.
Even though he was not in the majority of Moonlight, he was so effective in the parts that he was in, and his ghost is felt throughout the rest of the movie, for sure.
Yeah, he was amazing in that movie, and he really set the stage, the tone for the remaining parts of it that he wasn't in.
Yeah. Well deserving.
And that wasn't a huge surprise. That was probably one of the biggest locks of the night too, that he would win. But
still good to see.
I was really happy to see that as well.
Yeah. What about you, Mike?
I was really happy to see Manchester by the Sea honored in the original screenplay. One of my biggest fears that was keeping me up at night that was that La La Land would win that award, just because it's La La Land and it had that narrative going of being like the most decorated movie in Oscar history.
Now I don't want to embarrass Chris because I know that he's bashful about this, but we did get the Chris Moore shout out when Kenneth Lonergan accepted
for his contributions.
He did, and you can check it out on our Twitter on our Twitter feed. Chris Moore shout out during the acceptance of that Academy Award, and how'd that feel, Chris? Can you give us a little bit of insight?
Well, we're all Boston boys, and we all, are passionate about this area. And Manchester by the Sea is just another great reflection of that.
It's a decent film.
Well said, Chris.
God bless.
A decent film. So I'll say this: my favorite moment, or what made me most happy in the night. A man by the name of Kevin O'Connell has been nominated for an Academy Award 21 times and has lost 20 times until last night. Kevin O'Connell finally won on his 21st attempt, won an Academy Award for sound mixing for Hacksaw Ridge. So shout out Kevin O'Connell. You're doing the Lord's work mixing, and you clearly are doing it at a very high level and had yet to be fully recognized for it. And
shout out to Hacksaw Ridge just in general, winning both the sound awards, sound mixing and
would you say it was deserved?
Editing. Huh?
Would you say it was deserved, Mike?
Yeah, I would say so. I'm glad. I thought Hacksaw Ridge was a really good movie. I'm glad it could be recognized in some way with a couple awards.
Yeah.
If only Ryan Gosling had given a little bit of a better performance, they would have been able to mix it to even a higher level, and maybe La La Land would have stolen that award too. I don't want to say it was an inside job. We'll have to see if Kevin O'Connell and Ryan Gosling had some sort of agreement, but still, good job to him. And that is, these sub storylines. Good for Kevin O'Connell on his 21st attempt.
Mm-hmm.
Still, hey, one more than I have, Kevin. One more than I have.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
And 23 more nominations.
Job. Now we should say, and 20 more nominations. 21 more. Now we do have two experts here. You guys might not know this, but two of us have done something that very few people do. Chris and Mike attended some sort of screening of every Oscar-nominated live-action short. And from what I've been told,
yes, we did.
My sources are telling me you also could have seen the other shorts and a selection of other smaller categories that you chose not to stay for, correct?
Yes. Well, actually, it's the other way around. So the live-action shorts were the last of the three short showings.
So you couldn't be bothered to show up.
There was documentary shorts.
I mean, we could have
animated shorts.
I kind of wish we had. It would have been hell, pure hell on earth. Had we subjected ourselves to that, but it would have been nice to say that we'd seen them all.
Yeah, maybe next year.
And that was a bit of an upset in that category, right? Please, with your expert insight from seeing all of them.
I have some very strong opinions about this category.
Before we get into who should have won, who should have not won, after that feature was over with all the shorts, did you notice that it said we could have watched that on iTunes? We could have watched it
what?
The whole
on
thing?
DirecTV. I believe we could have just rented it at home and had a fun night.
The whole thing?
I think so, yeah.
We should have done it with the others then. I didn't know that they were available.
At that time, I said,
You can still do it.
yeah,
What's the point now?
yeah.
Come
Said
on.
we paid $10 to go see it in the theater.
So, what was each of yours, in your heart, your favorite live-action short film?
Well, first, they were all foreign films, foreign live-action films, which I was unaware of going.
I said to Chris in the car, "Are you ready to read?"
I said
Chris
yes.
loves.
I said yes, sir.
Chris loves that shit. Chris loves to talk about how he's watching.
I do like foreign films, man. Underappreciated. Well, let's go. Okay, so what was your favorite of the
This
five?
is so boring to
4 or
anyone
5?
who has no awareness of these films. So quickly,
You can go watch them yourself. Go. They were good. Some
I
of them-
find it interesting. What was your favorite and why? Just give us a.
My favorite was Time Code, which was about it was a two-parter with involving two people in opposite shifts, two parking attendants working opposite shifts, who over the course of each other's workday spend time dancing in front of various security cameras throughout the garage. And they leave little time codes for each as they go in and out of their shifts for the other to watch. And
Sounds
This is
like a
great.
precursor
That was
to
a good,
La La Land.
That was actually a really good one.
it was really funny.
And it had a good ending,
and
too.
a great like final joke that it hit on. It was the shortest of the shorts too,
Right.
by like 10 minutes.
And
which I
Chris,
appreciated.
How about you?
I liked a
What'd you
few of them.
appreciate?
I'm not. Well, some of them were like. In my mind, like when the 28-minute one or the 30-minute one would come up, I'd be like, all right, now this is like watching like an episode of television. So when they created this, they had to think like, because it's an accelerated
The timing.
medium. Yes, the timing. So I don't know why I was thinking about that. But anyway,
Wait. What was the shortest
15 minutes,
and the longest?
30 minutes.
And you're telling me before each one came on, it said how long?
Yeah, it had the title, where the country was made, and the length.
La La Land, 123 3 minutes.
America.
America.
I'd say my favorite would be Lady on the Train.
That's not what it's called.
That's what it says on this website right now. Its official name is La Femme et la TGV.
It's the lady and the TVG.
TVG is
TGV.
like, it's a brand of train in France or in Europe or whatever.
And why do you like it, Chris?
It had the best production value of all the films there. It was based off a true story.
How do you know that?
Because at the end it said it was based off a true story. It had really good credits. It was the only one that had like really nice credits. It had animated credits.
You seem to like a lot of superficial things.
Yeah, these are
Chris.
over.
It being
pretty
based
good
on it being based off a true story is not superficial, but also it having cool animated credits signifies that they were like, we're so confident in this that we're also going to pay for these credits to be animated, and it had a good story. It's a nice little story from.
That's sort of the second.
It was about this lady in Switzerland, I think. Even though
It was French.
but she had a Swiss flag, dude.
Okay.
Seems like you guys really understood.
Well, we got inundated. See, Switzerland, yeah, Switzerland. But it was a French train. I think it was a French production. You're inundated with so many. We were hearing all languages. Silent Night which was another one, had like 3 different languages in the thing going on.
Why? So, was this a surprise that this other one won? Because you haven't mentioned the
Sing
one that
one.
won.
Okay,
Which
so
I thought
Sing
was one of the
won,
most inferior
which I was happy.
Inferior.
of the 5
I was happy with.
nominees.
Sing
Chris
was
was
about
happy with.
Sing was about a children's choir, and a big
Run
misunderstanding.
by some malevolent not social, but just
Like choir teacher.
selfish woman who's just out to push her own career above the
Above the children?
above the needs of the children.
I'll give you the elevator pitch, all right? So a kid goes to this new school, and they have like the best choir in the country.
Okay.
And then you find out that, like, hey, if we're going to this this children's choir competition, if we win, we get to go to, like, I think it was Switzerland. We get to go to this big trip. Don't you want to, like, and all the kids are like, oh yeah, and like everyone's like in the school is in this choir. So the new kid sings, and then the choir teacher's like, hey, can you stay after class for a second? And she says, you're just not good enough. So you're going to have to mime. You're going to have to pretend like you're singing. And then she gives this whole, and it goes on from there. I won't spoil the ending.
Oh my God. Okay, and that's what won?
That's what won, and it was good. I wouldn't say it was the best, but it was cute. Both the leads did really good.
Everyone remember, this is why you come here to Screening Club, for in-depth analysis of Oscar-nominated live action short films.
Yeah.
Now let me say this, and I'll just remind everyone that this was supposed to be a discussion of our favorite surprises on the evening. So I'm bringing it back to surprises.
Okay.
Right before the show started, or I know I mentioned it before, I said to you guys, wouldn't it be funny if we somehow got them to incorrectly say that our friend Tony, like, place him in the in memoriam section? Because while it would be dark, I love, to play a good joke on Tony. And it turned out, we found out after, someone was incorrectly put into the in memoriam section. And I won't say her name to protect her identity.
Protect the innocent.
Her innocence.
But from what I've read, it was, and God rest her soul, a woman did die. And they probably Googled her name, and another woman with the same name came up, and that was the picture of the woman that they posted here. Can you imagine seeing yourself, seeing a picture of yourself with your correct name at the Academy Awards as passed away? And not only this, they apparently took her information. Like, she's actually a costume designer, the woman that died. Wow. So literally, imagine seeing Tony, professional male model, on this Academy Award, like his actual profession, and he was alive. So that to me was a
big surprise.
A little fun surprise in the saddest moment of the night.
A little fun surprise.
A little fun surprise that I found out after. Random thoughts. I think we were all together confused by the intro of the show. Has there ever been an Academy Award that
was weird,
didn't open with the host doing some sort of elaborate thing? To have just Justin Timberlake, who of course everyone loves and did a great job. Shout out Max Martin, who co-wrote the song. To just have Justin Timberlake do one of the big dance numbers, seemed a little bit weird. And honestly, at that point, I was afraid for what the rest of the night might hold. And really, the whole night was sort of, I'm afraid at the beginning. Things got a lot better, and then things got a lot worse at the very end. So, in a way, I mean, Justin Timberlake did a great job, but I don't think it was... They shouldn't have had that. Like,
well, it was all part of them. They do it every year. They recognize all the nominees in the Best Original Song category, and obviously he was nominated for his work in Trolls. But to open the show with that, I thought was really weird. It just felt really.
I mean,
felt like they
just felt a little bit below,
Mike.
The stature.
Felt lazy.
To be fair, it was down to opening with JT or opening with the in memoriam section. So they had to make a hard choice.
Yeah.
I didn't like the song that much. I didn't care for it.
I like the song a lot.
It's an okay song.
It's a fun song,
but it's not fitting of an intro.
And then and it really for a little while looked like JT was about to host the Oscars, because then the song ended and they went to him again and he was like, how's everyone doing tonight? And only at the last possible moment did he say, and now your host. It was all just very weird to me.
Yeah.
But speaking of host, what did you guys think of Jimmy Kimmel?
I thought he did a really good job.
He was fine.
He kept the show moving along. He had some. I mean, if you're a fan of his humor, which I am, he's just very dry, just pranky humor. It worked for me. He didn't disappear like some hosts do. They come out with their big monologue and then they appear very sporadically. He was just a constant presence throughout the show, and I think he set a really good tone for it. He had some bits, some worked better than others.
I love the Matt Damon stuff.
I love the Matt. I
really
eat up the Matt Damon stuff on his regular show. But
it was all right.
The way that they were able to bring it into the Oscars was really great. The way that they were able to cap off like that, sitting down in the theater talking about your
favorite movie,
talking about the person that inspires you bit that they did throughout the show. I don't know. You were kind of in and out of watching. I don't know if you saw.
I was strapped down with some work, so I only really saw the full last third of the show. I think, but yeah. So that was an ongoing thing, the sitting in the theater thing?
Yeah, like Seth Rogen did it for Back to the Future, and then he came out with Matthew Fox.
Ah, okay.
Then they did that, like, they did that, like,
it was an ongoing thing.
They did that, like, 2 more times with other people.
He did it for Matt Damon, We Bought a Zoo. That was a highlight.
That was one of the funniest things. I think that was my favorite part of the whole thing I saw.
But I will say, I'm not, this is a blanket statement for me, I'm not a big fan of award shows.
Okay.
I think in general the awards I like, but I think in general they're like a giant waste of time. And
you're always on the front lines of watching every one.
That's not true. I think if we didn't do this pool, I probably would have just had it on in the background while I was.
Well, the ratings are down again. The ratings have been going down each year, and I think it's just because people like Chris. You can. I'll just see it on Twitter. No one cares, and people are just cord cutting in general. Everything is down in ratings.
Yeah.
I think there are a lot of factors. Those are definitely aspects of it.
The big thing is that it's just so long.
It's long. If for people that don't care, people aren't doing Oscar pools. They don't care about the best live action shorts. It's just and it's like 4.5 hours long. It's crazy.
If it was just a stream of
crazy commitment,
people getting their awards and then having more time to speak, and then you could tune in for the acceptance speeches that you wanted to see and tune out for the ones you don't care about. That's the way it should be. This
year in particular, there were just a lot of independent, smaller films being recognized that maybe a lot of people had never heard of or hadn't seen yet. There was no big, resounding, universally beloved movie at the Oscars.
Speaking of universally beloved, did you guys see a certain promo for a certain show?
Saw it a couple times.
A few times.
For those of you that don't know, we're talking DS, and it's coming back. And Chris was giving some commentary during the DS promo that I was there for, saying, I believe the quote was, "Who is this for? Who is this for?" Chris kept saying about DS. And of course, the answer was, it's for everyone. But what Chris meant was, why is this promo going over everything that's happened in the show thus far?
It almost seemed like it was trying to reboot the show. Like it was Kiefer Sutherland came out.
The show's been away for 4 months.
Yeah, but Game of Thrones doesn't
this is the biggest audience for airing such a promo that DS is going to get. True. So, you might as well start from the beginning.
Guess so.
I mean, let's be honest though. A show like DS, it's always going to go back to that. So we're going to be, I'm confident season 11, season 12.
God help us.
Season 11, I didn't ask for this. I was designated.
We're going to be the Oscars on ABC in 11 years. Is going to be showing those same clips of 10 year ago Kiefer sitting in his office.
Oh boy!
With the Capitol building.
I wonder what would happen. This is a giant tangent, but it's tangentially related to Designated Survivor. I wonder what would happen if Kiefer if say Barack Obama took like I don't even know if this is legal, took like a high-ranking official job in like a president's cabinet down the line.
I think it is legal.
And then
it's allowed.
And then a
He
designated
just would not be part of the line of succession.
Oh, okay. That was my question. Okay. You looked it up.
Yeah.
Right.
A former president can serve as a vice president.
Interesting.
He just would not be part of the succession.
And Kiefer would say he would not be designated.
Now,
definitely would not be designated.
Now, let's throw in a little Kiefer here. Since Kiefer was not elected, would he be able to serve in another line of succession down the line?
Kiefer's current term does not count as a term.
Is that covered in the show?
I don't know.
I think it's covered in the Constitution.
It's covered in the United States of America law, Chris.
All right.
Kiefer essentially could serve like 3 terms, 2.5.
Well,
we'd call it.
I think what we're clearly leading to is two additional terms.
I am not looking forward to the re-election season of Designated Survivor. Oh my God.
There's going to be a lot. Whew. Well, the son maybe will run for Congress. It's going to be maybe season 7. What the trajectory that we're on, though, Mike, is he will lead the country and lead it well. He will win re-election twice. Chris is laughing.
That commercial seemed to say that he might die. There was an assassination attempt.
And okay, so just full disclosure here. So Chris has never seen an episode of DS. Mike is like 5 episodes behind or something?
I think 3.
So yes, I think it's the cat's out of the bag. There was an assassination attempt. That was the finale.
That was the big secret you were keeping from Mike this whole time?
Oh my God.
It pulled Mike right back in. That's what Mike needed, was to be watching the Oscars and to watch the entire plot of the first half of the first season of DS be retold to him again.
It was for me, Chris, this whole time.
Who's it for? Who's it for? Now, let's circle back around. What was up with Nicole Kidman's clapping?
I thought it was something with her nails.
I'm glad we're talking about this. I think it's important. It's made for a lot of discussion the next day. It was a very strange method of clapping.
I don't think so.
I don't believe like America is quite ready for.
I've seen people clap like that before, like if they just got their nails done or something. Like that.
I think it's clear that she just didn't want to like clank together her jewelry.
Well, it was. Yeah. So you guys can't see this. Perhaps we'll post a graphic later. But this is one type, which is reasonable. Hers was like...
Well, everyone knows what she was doing.
Full extent of those fingers. Plus, I think she has long fingers. She had long nails. It looked like
she probably didn't own the jewelry that she was wearing. She's probably just like modeling it on TV. I think that's what a lot of people think.
Yeah, but why would no one else there seemed to be affected by this?
Or maybe she's just a freak.
Don't say that.
Maybe she just claps like that.
Yeah, that was a weird thing. I didn't even notice. Did you guys notice?
I noticed.
I noticed
it to myself, though.
I didn't really care.
Mike knows, but he kept it to himself. Any other thoughts on the Academy Awards 2017, guys?
Isn't the Academy Awards eligible for an Emmy?
It is, yeah.
Wow.
Won't happen this year.
The most talked about shows of the year.
I know, but it was a bad production.
It wasn't the producer's fault.
It was not a bad production.
They had no idea.
The most important moment got fucked up.
They had no idea. That was not their fault.
Yeah, to me, that
someone's
had nothing
fault
to do with the production.
God bless those Emmy voters. Might not feel the way you guys do. They might
do
feel
live
the way I do.
shows. Is there a live show Emmy?
Yeah, there's like a live production Emmy or something that the Oscars, all the award shows are up for.
Wow,
I forgot the exact category.
Do we know if the Oscars has won before?
They might have.
It's not part of like the main Emmy telecast, but it's like in a private ceremony.
The daytime Emmys or something, shit like that.
Taking place a week before.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny when they did that whole special thank you with the Harold and Kumar guy.
Oh, yeah,
About the technical awards. It looked like they were having a fun time at that awards show.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was funny.
That was weird. Oh, and Jackie Chan got an honorable Oscar.
Yeah.
Well deservedly.
Good for him.
Finally, he's recognized.
Now, I know Cal Penn from DS was Harold.
Yep.
Or Kumar. No, he was Kumar. Harold, I forget his name. I'm sorry, I forget
John
your name,
Cho.
sir. Oh, who?
John Cho.
John Cho.
Think so.
Very funny guy. Very funny guy. And just so you guys know, the Oscars have won Emmys for outstanding lighting design. Sorry, no, they were nominated for last year and did not win, I don't think. They've only won twice ever.
Okay.
And it's unclear to me when they won from this website. So they've been nominated 30 times and won 2 Emmys.
Sounds about right.
Sounds a little bit about like a Kevin O'Connell type win ratio. Shout out Kevin O'Connell mixing sound mixer. Anyway, let's talk about what we have coming up for next week. Next week we're going to dig into some more TV shows. I'm really excited. Ironically, Mike suggested this show to me and then hasn't watched it yet. Big Little Lies. I really enjoyed it. Chris, you watched both episodes too, right?
Yep, I've been enjoying it.
And hopefully, Mike.
Yes, that's on my to-do list.
We'll dig into that next week. What are you guys looking forward to for next week?
We got Legion going strong.
Yeah.
Homeland going strong. And is that all we watched all together? Me and you watched Taboo, which is ending next week.
Taboo is ending next week?
Mm-hmm.
It's a short run.
Yeah, I think it's only 8 episodes.
Wow, okay. Ooh, that'll be exciting.
We'll talk a little bit about Bates Motel next week.
Cool.
Talk a little bit about the terrible season of 24 Legacy next week. Maybe touch on This Is Us. A whole bunch of shows.
And of course, My Brother and Me, CISO Original. The entire season is out. I'll be talking about that.
Wow, very nice.
Look
And have
forward
you
to
watched
that.
the whole thing, Chris?
Yep.
Hoping that'll be the quickest of quick hits.
No. Why not watch it, guys? It's season 1.
I don't know what it is.
I'll give you my CISO login. It's an advice show.
And also, Chris, Walking Dead.
Yep, Walking Dead.
Guys, before we go, Mike, where can we find you on the internet?
At Twitter, at linguistics_. And as always, all of us on ScreeningClub.com.
How about you, Chris Moore?
Twitter.com/ThatMorris and ScreeningClub.com. And I'd like to thank everyone for the kind words about Manchester by the Sea. God bless.
Those are few and far between coming from me, but thank you nonetheless. You can find me at therealjeffmoore.com, on Twitter at Jeffem. And as Mike mentioned, you can find all of us on ScreeningClub.com. Check out ScreeningClub.com for more articles, insight, and to share your thoughts with us. You can always email us, ScreeningClub@gmail.com. We'd love to get your comments and thoughts. And until then, I hope you enjoyed our 2017 Oscar review special, and we will see you next week.
Bye. God bless.